Cheers.
Cheers, you guys. I'm Chef D-Max. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making simple dish you can do when you have company over, stuffed mushrooms, right? It's a nice Italian dish. I got my good buddy Doug. Him and I were roommates in college, and we cooked together in Italy and all over. And I think that it's just fun to learn some different new things, and I like to see his perspective too. So stay with us. Click subscribe if you're not already doing that, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and ring that bell, and we'll send you new stuff we have coming up. So see you back in a second. Cheers. When you're working, don't work over your food.
The thing.
Because I get your bald spot, dude, instead of
I got a full head of hair.
All right, guys, we're back in the kitchen, and Doug is going to show us this year. Why do you like making this dish?
Well, it's first of all, it's easy, right?
That's always good.
And people love them.
They do, right?
You know, and you can prepare it beforehand. You could have it cooked beforehand and just heat it up. And it's simple, delicious.
Yeah, so you can drink wine while you're having your party.
Exactly.
Not stress out.
Yeah, I like to have everything done pretty much as I can before the company arrives. So
yeah.
as much as you can do.
You want to get that done, right?
Yeah.
And I would always tell you guys that too, right? You don't want to be at your party struggling to get stuff out, and that's just smart thinking. And so think smart, so you can drink some wine and have fun with your guests. So let's get started. So we've taken baby Bella's, right? Almost like a cremini style mushroom, and you separate them, right? And what I like about this, you use the stem, right?
I do, yeah. And you know, some people might think, oh, it's going to be fibrous, but it isn't. Once it cooks, it's like mushroom.
No, you know what? And they're doing a lot with mushroom stems now too, or mushroom bodies even, that part that the mushroom grows out of. Now they're making a lot of these meatless products. So you're getting like these meatless chicken and meatless burgers and stuff. A lot of that is being made with this mushroom,
which people would consider a spare part.
Exactly,
in the past,
but
right?
it's got meaty texture, and it's vegetarian. So that's what's really nice about it.
And then you want to choose like a bite-sized mushroom.
Yeah.
You know,
so
that
not a
people
monstrous
can
piece.
fit one bite, they can fit it in their mouth. So when we're chopping for our stuffing, I choose the bigger mushrooms that aren't bite-sized to chop up to make the mixture for the stuffing. I
know, and that is key, because you don't want people at your party spilling stuff all over your floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can spill it on their outfit, but not on the floor.
It's not pretty.
Not pretty. So you dice this up, and that's one thing I asked him too. I'm like, you want to use the little chopper or a little Cuisinart for this? And he's like, no. He's like, let's hand chop it. And I think what hand chopping it does, it gives it a little bit more texture, right?
Right.
It's not mushing it up to a paste.
Yeah,
right?
you don't want it to be totally minced.
So
because it's going to cook down. The water in the mushroom is going to cook down too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You want to have not big chunks, but decent size.
Decent size, right?
Not too small.
So what we've done, and I've already chopped up a bowl full here, but you basically just slice the mushroom one way, and then you go back and you just kind of have fun kind of chopping it. You can't really over chop it too much, but you can't. It'll get wet, I guess, if you over chop it too much. But you're just looking to get these kind of small little pieces that are going to gather all the other flavors up together and make a nice stuffing. So if you really were super lazy and you wanted to put this in one of your little Cuisinarts, you could do that. But I would recommend pulsing it just a couple times. Don't run it and let it go, right? Just pulsate it a couple times and you'll get a small dice. Because some of you don't like to play with your knife as much, or you get scared, and but you need to practice your knife skills. And this is actually a no-brainer, because you really can't make any mistakes. So you can see how fast I chop that up, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And so I'll put this in here, and I'll let you finish it up from there, Doug. So tell us what we're going to put in this.
So we have our chopped mushrooms, and then we're going to add. Well, you could talk about your panko.
Yeah, the panko
breadcrumbs.
So you go and usually buy it from like a high-end grocer, right?
Yeah, a high-end Italian gourmet store in the city. that's not accessible to everyone, but
Right. And they have good breadcrumbs.
They're homemade,
Yeah.
and they're my go-to. But Dean will talk about a little bit about his.
Yeah, because you wouldn't
homemade.
use a box, right?
I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't use a store-bought packaged breadcrumb. They don't have good flavor to me.
Right.
They
They don't.
They
So I
don't.
think you've got to go to either like a bakery that makes their own breadcrumbs, or let's make these. You can click above here, and you'll see the olive oil breadcrumbs that I make, which is basically just panko that's cooked with extra virgin olive oil till it's nice and toasty and crunchy. And then I put salt in that too. So those olive oil breadcrumbs at that point have this nice golden color that you can see like this, right? But you can also see I put some chopped parsley in that. And for this dish, you add cheese in it too, right? So you're adding pecorino romano.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I put a tablespoon of pecorino romano in there. Probably going to add more though.
Right,
So,
into the mixture.
yeah. So you've got this, and you want to put, how much do you want to put? A couple. You tell me when. So I'm going to put, do you put 1 to 1?
Yeah, almost.
Okay.
So
maybe we need to put a little bit more of that. We're going to
or 2/3 too.
Okay.
2/3 breadcrumbs to mushrooms.
Okay.
And
Okay. So you start to stir. That's that's close to 2/3, I think, right
and
there.
then just to take a step back, obviously you want to make sure your mushrooms are thoroughly cleaned.
Right.
And Dean and I were having a conversation about this. There are purists that don't wash the mushrooms with water.
Which
they brush them.
Which makes sense when you're talking about a really kind of powerful flavor mushrooms like morels, or you're talking about a cep or a porcini mushroom. Super expensive mushrooms that are $30, $40 a pound. And those ones you do want to clean those just lightly. And you're trying to retain the flavor of those mushrooms. But these button mushrooms, they have nice meaty flavor on their own. And so we
wash them.
We wash them.
Not with just with water, but
Yeah,
make sure they're because there's dirt on them.
There's dirt on them, and you want to rinse it off. I agree with that.
And then we chose a nice dish that, it's obviously oven safe, but it's also, you can serve in it as well. So you want to choose a nice dish you can serve, and we just drizzled some olive oil in the bottom of the pan.
Yeah, just so they don't stick on there, right? Now here I've got up here too, you can click and see my garlic confit. So that garlic confit or garlic puree is just garlic that's been cooked in the oil. One of the things that we both talked about, and we both cook a lot of Italian food, is that making great Italian food is not really about just jamming a ton of garlic and stuff. That's what we really feel like bad Italian restaurants do, right?
Yeah, too much
they just
garlic.
Throw a ton of garlic and stuff, thinking that they're going to get all this great flavor out of it, and it ends up overkilling it. So
and giving everybody bad breath too.
Exactly. And an upset stomach. You go home and you feel like you get a crampy stomach from eating too much raw garlic. So what I do is I make this garlic confit, which is this slow cooked garlic. So the oil, the residual extra virgin olive oil from that, we have some here, and we're going to add that. It's going to give us this really nice garlic oil flavor. So you ready for that now?
Well, we have to put our cheese in
Okay, so
too.
cheese first.
Yeah, I'm going to do the cheese first.
All right, no, this makes sense. Yeah, because this is going to start to bind it up. So you want to get
the oil will bind your mixture.
So that's your
your
last
stuffing.
step then almost.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So with this, it looks like if you're putting 2/3 breadcrumbs to mushrooms, you're probably putting 1/3 pecorino romano.
Yeah,
huh?
I like cheese. So,
I do too.
and
I think a lot of us like cheese out there, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
you can't really overdo it too much on the cheese.
Yeah.
And pecorino romano is going to add salt, so we really don't need to add salt to this, right?
No, not at all.
No, because it's a very salty cheese.
Yeah.
Especially when you're putting that much. So yeah,
And you don't want it to be overwhelmingly salty either, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
that's another thing a lot of restaurants do. They oversalt.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that.
Yeah, salt is like, I always say to people, salt is like, it's like going to see the Grand Canyon. You got to go to the edge to get the whole view, right? But if you go one step too far,
You ruin it.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're dead, right? So it's the same thing. You got to season right to the edge so you have flavor in your food, but you can't go over. Once you go over, it's just too much. So now you're ready for this?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you want to add pine nuts in there. So we have
Yes, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we have some extra pine nuts. You don't have to add these in. We just happen to have some extra from doing some other stuff. And pine nuts, obviously, with mushrooms, great flavors. Why
It's
would
going to
you?
give you a little crunch,
Right.
too, a little
Don't-
texture.
A little texture. Don't not do this recipe because you don't have those. But
No, this
but
is an add-on if
could,
you have
you
it.
could actually put chopped walnuts in there too.
Sure.
Would be really nice with this too. So he's gonna toss these in, and after he tosses these in too, I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle some garlic oil in there. Now, if you want to, and you want some garlic flavor, but you don't want to wait, you could put like a half of a garlic clove minced up into this. Just make sure you mince it up really good, and you don't use too much. Like literally a half a garlic clove is probably all you're gonna need, right?
Yeah, and the olive oil is bringing this together now. I think we might need a little bit more olive oil.
Yeah, so we'll add a little bit more.
But
Perfect.
yeah, it's sort of coming together now, almost like a little, not a paste, but close to it.
It's kind of like
And really, you just want it together enough so that it can bind, into a little bowl that you can put in the mushroom. And I think
Okay.
we're almost there.
That's good. You want any more? Or you're
A
okay.
little bit more.
Okay,
little
we'll
bit,
do just a little bit more.
and that'll do it. Yeah.
And I think with all this extra virgin olive oil that we're putting here, you almost don't even need to put pepper because the good olive oil tends to be peppery in flavor.
Right, and you're
So-
getting that flavor for
Yeah,
sure.
you're going to get that flavor. So you really don't need pepper or anything spicy in this. The spicy is actually going to be the olive oil. So we'll pull this to the center here, and you and I, we're going to take these, and we're just going to form a little like ball like that. Show me how you like to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You got it.
Or you can actually do them over this. You do this over it like
Yep.
this. And you stuff them full like this, right?
Get as much as you can in there.
Okay.
Even a little bit over, yeah.
Okay, a little bit
the
over like
top.
that's okay? All right. So, yeah, you guys can see, super simple dish, right? And like Doug said, having like these small mushrooms that are easy to eat is crucial because you're definitely not going to be able to bite this without it like crumbing all over the place, right? Or falling.
Right.
Your stuffing will fall out, right?
Right. Well, it'll come together a little bit more as it's cooked too.
Right.
So it's still like at this point it's a little crumbly, but it'll come together more in the cooking.
Right, because these mushrooms, these button mushrooms or these cremini mushrooms too, even are very watery mushrooms. So as soon as you cook these, they're going to juice out, and when the juice comes out, first thing that those breadcrumbs are going to do is kind of suck it in, right?
Right.
As they bake, so they kind of pull it all together. So what we're going to do is Doug and I are going to finish. We're going to finish kind of stuffing all of these. And then we're going to put this in the oven for what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
20 minutes,
20
yeah.
minutes at
Mushrooms cook pretty quickly.
Yeah, they do cook quickly, right?
Yeah.
So 20 minutes at 350, and then you guys are going to be able to check these out in a second. So we'll see you back in the kitchen in a second. Guys, we're back with the mushrooms, 20 minutes, and they're perfect, right? Simple like this. So you can see, really nice, simple dish. You can bake them right in the dish you're going to serve them in. And you probably could fit a lot in if you wanted to, right?
Sure.
And
yeah,
then,
depending on the size of the party, right?
Yeah, you could serve them with a little, cocktail forks next to them so people can easily get them out. But they're
Or a
really
toothpick,
toothpicks actually
Right?
easy, right? And a lot easier to deal with after the party as well. So simple dish, right? So I guess now is the time to taste, right? So let's try one of these babies. So I'm gonna get one of these little ones. Whoops.
Pop it in. Nice mushroom flavor.
That's perfect, right?
A little bit of cheese. We
Super
have the
delicate.
Pinoli nuts in there.
The pine nut in there really it gave it nice flavor, right? And you've got fresh, those parsley breadcrumbs like that.
I
A little
also,
bit of red wine with it.
yeah, I also think, to give a little
Cheers.
hot appetizer is nice.
A lot of people don't do hot appetizers a lot because it's high maintenance when you're trying to like have friends over and do stuff. But something like this,
Pre-prepared.
right? You just threw it in, get it warm,
Right.
and you're done. So super simple dish, mushrooms stuffed with pine nuts and breadcrumbs and pecorino romano cheese, and I think you guys are gonna really like it. Try this at home at your next party, and we'll see you back in the kitchen soon. I'm Chef Dean Max and my friend Doug. So we'll see you back soon.